Hey everybody, my name's Todd Savvas and I am a spiritual teacher. This is your weekly roundup focusing on last week's energy, what you could have learned, what you may not have learned, what you need to know, taking from that into next week. So last week's energy was kind of a bit of a funny one. The image that I was continually getting is kind of like if you can imagine an octopus made of some kind of gelatinous jelly glue-like energy. So every time you're trying to rise up out of the scenario or whatever's going on for you, it's kind of like these tentacles just would come up and grab you and pull you back down. So it was really, really important for you to watch where your thoughts were, watch what emotions were flowing through you, but also with the capacity of knowing that those emotions aren't necessarily valid or accurate or authentic. Instead, recognizing that those feelings, emotions, and anything changeable like that, they always change. So there's no need to really hold on to it and make it as though it's something to believe in. That was a really big lesson. So if we have a look back at the cards that we picked for this week gone. So for those of you who don't know, every single day on Facebook I post one of my cards, and so these are from my own deck, the Universe Speaks, and you can find that on facebook.com/Todd Savvas Teaching. These also go on Instagram as well. As everyone knows, Facebook sometimes doesn't show you all your posts, but on Instagram you can get them every single time, and that's just at Todd Savvas. So, first card we had as we entered into last week was Zadkiel. So Archangel Zadkiel is always prompting us to remember how to forgive. And firstly, we learn how to forgive ourselves, hopefully, and then we extend that into forgiving others. So the issue with that is obviously there were going to be dynamics this week that were going to trigger us and activate us because the theme of forgiveness was going to be there from the very start. And then we followed through into the next day's message, which was a conflict will come, you need to not buy into it. So those two together automatically suggest that there were going to be some ruffled feathers and basically emotions were going to get triggered. It was your choice as to whether or not you were going to get into it, and that ties it back to that image of that octopus that would just come up and grab you and pull you back down. And once it got you and you were into that gluey type substance, you sort of just sat there and floated in it. And the only way to get out of it was to turn into being motivated, because motivation was going to generate some kind of energy to get you out of feeling stuck. Anyway, I digress a little bit. So the next card as we moved into the middle of the week was Water Element, and water is all about emotions. When that image of water comes up, it's all about overwhelming us like the ocean itself. The ocean will suck you in as well. It's the same theme of being potentially pulled into something instead of seeing it for what it is. Then we moved forward and it was your ex is still in love with you. This was meaning that we were going to think about the past. We were going to think about past love opportunities. We were going to think about people. Now, a lot of people reacted to this and was like, no, this person definitely isn't in love with me. It wasn't about the fact that they were in love with you. It was the fact that you would be remembering or connecting into emotions that were long past, instead of now just getting rid of them, clearing the space so that something new can begin and you'll have the capacity to be open for something new and someone new. Then we move forward, and this is when the shift started and something positive started to come forward. And the card was the time has come. Time has come always appears whenever something is about to happen, something long held back. So it's essentially when you're there and you're paused and you're being paused and you know you're being delayed, but you've got the sensation that something's going to happen. It has to happen eventually. That's what this card suggests, that something changed. There was a green light that went on, a door opened, however you want to perceive it, and then from that moment you can move forward. Then the next card on Saturday was Hecate. So Hecate, being the triple goddess, she represents the 3 stages of femininity. It's all about being the maiden, being able to allure, be beautiful, honor thyself, and draw people in. The next stage is the mother, being able to know who to nurture, and how to mother in a healthy way. And the third stage is the crone. The crone represents when we're so wise, we don't need anyone or anything anymore to distract us. And so being just one of these elements isn't ever helpful or healthy. We need to understand how to be all 3 at the same time. And so it was important for you to look into your own life and see which elements you were and which you needed to work on. That all came down to letting go of all of the things that were dragging you down earlier on in the week, being able to honor yourself and nurture and mother yourself and shift into a new dynamic of understanding the feminine. And then the last card for Sunday was a shift was taking place in your life, meaning that there's so much changing right now that while you may not be very consciously aware of what's going on, everything's going to keep on changing. Everything's going to shift. Everything's going to evolve. It's going to continue sort of being a little bit like an earthquake. And that's necessary because that friction, when you imagine an earthquake, it's going to shake and crack. And when we're talking about that sort of gluey-like substance that if you get caught in it, you'll sink and it will be difficult to get out of. That motion of an earthquake, that dramatic and explosive reaction, that's enough to tear away from that gluiness. That was the whole point. So now let's have a look at a question. So I said that I was going to pick one question, but what I'll actually do is I will pick a question from Facebook. Actually, I'll pick 2 questions from Facebook, and then I'll also pick one from Instagram. So when we do this again, you should be following me on everything, and then there's more opportunities. Okay, so first message, and the question was, I would like to know what Spirit says about my current situation and what best future outcome would be and what to focus on. So essentially this question, I mean, you could probably relate this to yourself. Right now, we want to know where we're going to go. We want to know what's going to work for us. We want to know how that's going to help. We want to know, you know, the sort of big questions of what's important. So I'm picking one card now and I'm asking in regards to your question. I'm afraid the answer for you is to find answers in meditation. So this card is essentially exactly what it says. Right now, Spirit doesn't want to give you the answer directly because the journey for you is in the pausing. It is in the taking time to really digest all of the things that are changing around you. But the imagery, clairvoyantly, that I'm getting around you is just lots of growing green plants. So all of this stuff, even though it's uncertain and even though it's changing, it's all growing, it's all thriving. There's lots and lots of opportunities for you. And also I see a lot of water. So you need to be around as much water as possible because that's really going to sort of nurture and calm down that part of you that's trying to find out these answers. Instead, you'll find peace instead. So, next question is from Burgle, and the question is, I would love to know if a job opportunity is coming up for me. And so, obviously, a lot of people want to know about job and career because it all comes down to money. Immediately, my feeling when I read this for you was that not immediately. And so I felt into that a little bit more, and it was, so why isn't there something coming for you? And Spirit is really encouraging you to do something different. So whether that's upskilling, whether that's up-tooling, creating new skills, attributes, whatever the case may be, you need to extend yourself more. It's talking about like changing up the dynamics that you're putting in. If you continue to try and arrive at success in the same way, you're not going to get there because that hasn't worked. Now you've got to change the dynamics. Put yourself in different situations, start talking to different people. I don't feel as though it's like a great big course. It's like just extra things so that you can feel more engaged and excited about who you are. And so the card for you that comes up is Spirit is talking to you through illness. And so your body is actually giving you a lot of feedback right now. It's telling you you need to come back more into yourself. And this is probably the reason why it's been difficult to really have any job progression or career right now, because your body is out of sync with the messages that you're trying to receive. The two have to come back into alignment because ultimately you're here to learn your lessons. You're not here to have a job. And that can be the confusing thing for us because we think that spiritual progression would be highly linked with career advancement or success. It could be, but it might not be. But the important thing for you is to really listen to your body right now and to work on health, because that is the thing that's necessary right now. Focus on, making sure you're getting enough sleep. Look at your diet. Make sure that you're getting enough exercise out in nature. Being connected and centered in that state, and then extended learning some extra little things, that's going to be the key to unlocking the next steps for you. Next card, well, next question rather, is from Instagram, and it is from Diego. What will my career path look like in the near future? And so for you, I'm immediately seeing one of my cards, which is career and business are improving soon. But that card always denotes a steadiness. It's happening time by time by time. You can't rush these things. And the more seeds that you plant right now, the greater reward you'll get in the future. It's really just all about doing work. And so the card that I just selected for you is Destiny. This card is always about the reconfirming that everything that's happening for you right now is perfect. Don't stress about it. Go with the flow, listen to the signs, and where necessary, you need to act. But don't act before, you need to act when the time is right. So you're doing the right thing, plant the seeds, expect that you're going to do well, and allow the rest of the picture to reveal itself. Okay, so that was our first weekly recap. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Comment in the field below, let me know what you got from this, and also I'll be asking obviously for or I'll be pulling a card for someone next week, so be sure to let me know in the comments below if you'd like to be included. You just need to make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel so that you'll obviously receive it, and then besides that, make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on Twitter, you get a daily meditation there. You also get links to the cards. Follow me on Instagram. On there, you also get a God of the Day, which is basically who you should petition, the energy to bless you or give you assistance with the energy of the day. And on Facebook, as you know, that's where I post the daily messages. So get on there, share with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.